Progress is hard to see when you're so close to what you're working on. Sometimes a bird's eye view is needed to see how far you've come. A lot can change in a month, so let's catch up. I cleared an area of trees, making way for a secondary farm, closer to where my mountain home was. Figured the distance would help with not too many chunks in the area, or however that worked. Designed similarly like the original, using cobble walls and using connected water sources to optimize water usage. Aside from more wheat, potatoes, and beets, I definitely needed more pumpkins and watermelons, because, surprise, surprise, shortly after I recorded my last Forever World video, I found myself a village a few hundred blocks away from where I spawned. Villages are always something you expect to see in your adventures, but finding one during one of my first expeditions was definitely a plus. Nothing stood out about this village in particular, but it had tons of potential for expansion and trade. This hut with beds inside is just one of the first to allow for more greater village expansion. As mentioned before, we also got a skeleton spawner. However, I was using an old design for a water elevator, not realizing zombies and skeletons sink in water now, making the old school water elevator obsolete. Still, we found a workaround, and that's what matters. I never had a huge need for honey in past Minecraft worlds, but seeing the abundance of bees in my area, I figured now was the time to build a farm before the need came down the line. A simple glass house design for them, just so I can catch the bees when they're out of their hives. Nothing too crazy. One thing for sure I needed was slime balls, mainly for sticky pistons, and at the time I thought I needed them for leads. Imagine my surprise to find out the crafting recipe changed for leads. Not too much activity in this slime chunk though, even with the online tool. Maybe I'll have some luck in the future with that. Figuring I still couldn't have enough farms, I made another farm, but underground in my main area. Nothing too crazy to start off with, just wheat, but with plans to expand it further with melons and pumpkins to start off at least. In other adventuring finds, I met a wandering trader and traded some things for cherry blossom saplings. Gonna make my own artificial cherry blossom forest nearby. Figured the look of it would be nice. Wandering about a nearby swamp while searching for slimes, I found an incomplete nether portal. Whether I'll make a portal of it has yet to be determined. Still, a nice find. Speaking of nether portals, I felt it was time to make my own near home base. I wasn't sure what I was hoping for, but the nether was always my weakest when it came to Minecraft topics. Still haven't been able to find a nether fortress on my own yet, so here's hoping with this Forever World, I can make it happen this time around. Not too bad of a spawn area, as it could always be worse. I knew in this world I wanted to improve my ability to build in general, and I gave myself a list of things to build. Part general builds, part grand city-state builds, using Civilization the game as a build reference there. One thing for sure I wanted was a horse stable. Imagine my surprise finding out that stables were craftable now. That took me for a loop. An overdue crafting item if you ask me. Nothing too fancy, taking inspiration for builds off Google like how many players do. The next building I planned had to be a shop-related sort of build. A commercial building for commerce in this not-so-city-state. And I decided on a bakery. Low stakes, simple trades, etc. I still have some issues with dimensions, framing, roofs, but with practice and time, my builds might actually look partway decent in the future. Roofs, man. My kryptonite. I have a number of rivers in my area, long enough to justify bridge building. I'm focusing on utility for now, just making sure I have something to run on, connecting two pieces of land. We'll MTV crib it up later. I'm praying someone gets that reference. I found my temp home was getting cramped with all my junk, because I'm a pack rat, so I sought to build out a place to store it. Thus, the storage hut was made. Designed similarly to the bakery, the roof would be my biggest adversary through it all. Due to the footage being corrupted, you'll have to trust me on its completion. Not too bad, but could always be better. And it is functioning. All in all, I think I've come to start appreciating my forever world. A bit over a month of hard work on the world, time invested, things built, a sort of legacy to last. I'm glad I decided to take a chance to create something this long term. And I don't see myself losing that 2-week Minecraft urge that everyone gets. Time is the one thing I have with this world, and I plan on sticking with it. And taking a look at all I've done, I'm glad to be able to share it with you all. Maybe I'll check back in another month, or 3. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.